As the United States becomes the global epicenter for the coronavirus, more and more of us are told to stay at home. So who are going to be some of the hardest hit? The homeless. The US is the richest country in the world. It has hundreds of billionaires and thousands of multimillionaires. Yet the United States is also a poor country. 140 million people live in or near poverty. We also have a huge number and a growing number of people without homes. On a given night in January 2019, over 567,000 people were homeless in the United States. That's over 500,000 people without homes. 1 of every 10 public school children in New York City is homeless. Yeah, and that's in the city where Wall Street and the stock exchange are overflowing in abundant, obscene wealth. But it doesn't have to be that way. Let's take a look at another capitalist country, Austria. 62% of the housing in its capital, Vienna, is social housing, which is quality, government-subsidized, affordable housing where people of varying incomes live. In New York City, by contrast, only 5% of the housing is public housing because the capitalist banks and real estate developers waged a successful war against public and affordable housing for decades. And in Ireland, more than 72,000 individuals and families have had their social housing needs met in the last 3 years due to a new initiative by the Irish government. Meanwhile, in the United States, there are, let me repeat, over 567,000 people who are homeless. And what's more, there are roughly 16 million vacant units in which those people aren't allowed to live. That's more than 28 homes for every person who needs one. And even worse, cities like Washington, D.C. create massive giveaways to greedy developers, like the riverfront property called The Wharf, valued at $95 million, but given away to developers for $1 single dollar. And then the city, with a Democratic Party mayor, mind you, paid the company $293 million to develop their own private property. On the other side of the city, people who need homes face a years-long wait on a list for deteriorated, leaking public housing. Washington, D.C. is indeed a tale of two cities, one for the rich and the other for the poor. The big picture, the United States has more wealth than Austria and Ireland, but with the profit motive still unfettered, the government will not fix the problem. The government serves the real estate tycoons and the banks, not the people. The homeless can't even receive the breadcrumb-sized one-time support check from the recent coronavirus aid bill. So it's time we take back what is ours. Housing for all. Housing is a human right. We have to fight for it. And if we fight, we can win. Thinking about socialism is good. Thinking and talking about socialism is better. And building a socialist party is best of all. Go to pslweb.org/join to learn more.